Hello, everybody. This will be a quickie. I have a hit to do on the Ben and Skin show on 97.1 The Eagle here in about 10 minutes. But when something really cool happens, I like to respond to it immediately. Todd Archer breaking the news, at least Todd is the one that I saw breaking it, that the Dallas Cowboys will be meeting with former Philadelphia Eagle and now former Chicago Bear, Jason Peters. He plays left tackle. He played 15 games for the Chicago Bears last year at left tackle. And for a 40-year-old, he appears not to be washed. I'll have to go actually watch him, but you guys know how I am with Pro Football Focused grades. I love their stats. They graded him as being still a good offensive tackle last year, so that's neat. And the Cowboys obviously desperately need a guy who could be a good offensive lineman. Jason Peters makes perfect sense. Super old man. Come hang out with us until we get our guys back, if we ever get our guys back, because I have my doubts that Tyron Smith is going to play this year for the Dallas Cowboys. So if you get Jason Peters to come in, the only question I would have is, are the Cowboys going to stick to their guns where they want to sort of not bring a veteran in until after week one so that his salary for the season isn't guaranteed? That's the way they would like to do it. But if Tyler Smith, if you're worried about his ankle, your rookie first round pick, then maybe you need Jason Peters to literally play in week one. But I would guess with the way Cowboys do things, they are very prudent about these things with their monies, that Jason Peters would be more likely to be a Cowboy after week one. And that way you could just try to survive for 1 week and then you don't have to guarantee things. And if turns out he's not very good, then you don't owe him all the monies or whatever. But yes, please should be our reaction to Jason Peters potentially being a Dallas Cowboy. Of all the left tackles available, why Peters? My answer would be because it just makes all the sense in the world. He's 40 years old. He's nobody's long-term solution. The Cowboys don't need a long-term solution. And he's sitting around surveying the landscape going, is there somewhere where I can just kind of pop in and play? And is that team going to be good? Maybe. It might even be good. Yes, he is old, Jim, on the YouTube chat. He's 40. Formula, pool fund, and party at Jeff's. I really need to get the party at Jeff's merch. How worried about the O-line are you? I'm actually more worried about Terrence Steele than Tyler. I'm worried about both of them. I'm worried about Terrence Steele. I'm worried about Tyler Smith playing left tackle. I'd be less worried if Tyler Smith was playing left guard. So if you could bring in a different version, an older version of Tyron and Jason Peters, a very established guy that you know can play the position, then I like that. That makes me feel better about slow rolling Tyler Smith into this NFL thing by letting him start off playing left guard. Mark, that's dumb. Waiting 1 week can be the difference in top or higher seed. Don't be cheap. Sign him now. Don't wait. I don't disagree. Jeff, where's the problem, if any, on defense? Man, they're pretty good on defense, I think. They kept, 28 defenders and 22 offensive players just because that's kind of where their good players was on defense. I think their defensive line is deep. Defensive tackle, they don't have any dominant players, but they've got solid players. On the edge, I think they've got plenty. Between Tank, Micah, Dorrance, Sam Williams, Dante Fowler, that's pretty good. Linebacker, I think they're good. At corner, as long as nobody gets hurt, I think they're good. And safety, I think they're good. That's a good defense. Worried about Steele. I thought he'd proven himself. Steele's played well and he's played poorly. How many interceptions is Diggs getting this season? Diggs is going to get 7 interceptions this season. D-Lo, did you have Hamburger Helper yet? No, I'm so lazy because I have other things. I'm so excited to have Hamburger Helper, but I have other things that I can cook faster in the house, and so I keep doing that instead of making my Hamburger Helper. But I swear on everything, by tomorrow afternoon, I will have had Hamburger Helper. And have I watched Ted Lasso yet? If no, please do. I absolutely have, and yes, it is good for the soul. Shout out to Sudeikis, who, what's her name? Olivia Wilde, I think, left him for Harry Styles. Also, if you guys don't mind giving me just a few seconds here to secure the bag, because that's what we're here for in life, is to try to pay the mortgage. Shout out to my guys at Bet Online, the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports contests and events with first to market odds and lines, and supporters of the broadcast. You can find reviews and news for all the different leagues, MLB, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, even golf. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all your sports information, from live in-game betting, props, and futures. Head to BetOnline today or use your mobile device to join. Make your first sports bet. Use the promo code BELIEVE50, BLEAV50, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online where the game starts. Woo! Okay. Academy Sports sells Ted Lasso clothing. I did not know that. Which hamburger helper? That's a great question. It's cheeseburger macaroni. Thank you for asking. How worried are you about McGovern at left guard? Not real confident about it. Why don't you guys leave me alone? I'm not here to be negative. Thoughts on House of the Dragon? Good. I like it so far. I'm excited for the Rings of Power in 2 days. And then my podcast, Tolkien Cowboys. We're going to be doing that. We did not pick up Peters yet, Derek. But from Todd Archer, as of like 5 minutes ago, they will be visiting. Jason Peters will be visiting. And so, yes, if they check him out and he looks healthy, I would sign him before week 1 to give yourself the option to play him at left tackle in week 1. That dude don't need time to ramp up. He just needs time to stretch and have his ice bath ready. He's 40 or 41 years old. That's all he needs. Oh, and the wide receiver stuff, I just heard I was listening to McCarthy's presser, and I don't know if he said it out loud, but I saw Michael Gelkin adding to it. Like, he was praising Noah Brown and talking about how good he looks in camp at the lighter weight. And I agree with that. I've been telling people all camp, Noah Brown looks great, better than I've ever seen him as a receiver. But Gelkin, beat writer for the Morning News, added on that Noah Brown is going to play the second most snaps probably for the Cowboys. And if that is the case, boy, the Cowboys are setting us up either to all get to tell them they're idiots or for the greatest I told you so in the last 10 years of Cowboys football. Because to move on from a good receiver when you didn't have to, and then have your guy who over the last 5 years has pretty much been a blocking fifth receiver as your number 2 on purpose, it would make me buy into the idea that the Cowboys want to run the hell out of the football. They want to be the 90s Cowboys and hope that good defense and smashing into the line can win. And boy, howdy, if they pull that off and they're awesome and they go have playoff success, they'll get to tell me I am stupid, which is fun. Have you posted your fantasy team yet? No, I have not. Got to get to work, big dog. All love, Jeff. Thank you, Lewis. Love you. Why is Dennis Houston on the roster? Because a bunch of people are hurt. Hopefully he can play some special teams, and he might actually have to play some wide receiver snaps. Please talk about the animated version on Tolkien Cowboys. I'll have to look those up. Tolkien Cowboys is going to expose me for not knowing as much as a lot of people who listen to it do. But the good news is my guest host. He's a guest. He's definitely not a co-host. He's just a guest. Is a Fox Sports employee, Dave Hellman. So it's definitely not his podcast. It's just mine. He's just a guest on my Tolkien Cowboys podcast, but he has a lot of knowledge. He'll be good. Jeff, do you drive a van? And if so, can we call you Vanimo? I do not drive a van. I drive a CRV. It's a combination of a lot of different things. I can put things in the back, but also, I don't know. I didn't want a big old truck and I didn't want a full SUV, but I also wanted to have some room. Andrew, I get going with our guys, but why can't we get Turner or Tyler Johnson? Yeah, come on. KG knows Jason Peters has to be the starter at left tackle. Come on, bring him in, plug him in, bring him in, plug him in. Get my Jason Peters. Come on. Sign Odell Beckham too. That's just a random thing at the end there. Rings of Power ain't going to be good if you like Tolkien. However, maybe. Okay, so here's the thing about that. Rings of Power. Like, I like Tolkien, but I don't love Tolkien so much that I know all of the background stuff and memorize the Silmarillion. So if you just give me a good fantasy series based in that world, I'm happy. I ain't going to be nitpicking like, that's not canon. I'm cool. I'm good. Jason Peters would be great. Jason Peters would be great. Go get me an offensive lineman. Let's go. Come on. Look at my energy level. My phone alarm is about to go off because I have a call in to Ben and Skin on 97.1 The Eagle or the iHeartRadio app. So you guys should just join me there right now. Just pop over there to 97.1 and I'll be talking in 2 or 3 minutes about all these same things, except with fun people. It'll be great. You'll have a great time. Just watch Maverick. What call sign would you be for yourself? My call sign would be do work, Mr. Don't Play, the Rippler. I don't know. We'll see. All right. I got to call Ben and Skin, and I need to turn off my alarm. Otherwise, it's going to go off while we're sitting here. But also to you guys, there are things you need to remember, and those things are remember that you have no idea what anybody is going through, and so you should be cool to everybody, even the Cowboys front office, unless they don't sign Jason Peters. You guys are fun. Steve in the comments. Jeff, what will you do if the Eagles win the Super Bowl again? That's fine. It's fine. I've been doing sports radio for a dozen years. The fandom kind of fades. You view it more as a job. So like I want the Cowboys to win, but I don't like I'm not going to break it down in a homerish or angry or whatever way. I just kind of watch and analyze, and that's kind of the lens I view it through now. Okay. Peace out.